So you know it's a good day when your kid, like, starts punching you in the belly and being like, Dad, you're fat. Your 3-year-old, of all things. You know they're telling the truth. Yep. It's a good feeling. Kid slaps you on the butt, too. Like, Dad, you're getting fat. Sweet kid. Brutally honest. And you know it's real, right? You know it's real when the 3-year-old who doesn't know anything about this world is telling you you're looking like the Pillsbury Doughboy. It brings you back to your childhood. Childhood obesity, dealing with all that crap. Being alone and dealing with all of that. Having 2 thin twin brothers that would teach you relentlessly about it. In fact, for the longest time, I was the only heavy-set person in my family. That's changed since, but still, going back to those good old days, right? Those terrible good old days. Ugh. I think the breathing is bad. The heartburn's terrible, but that could just be the drinking too. But obesity does contribute to GERD too. And gosh, I had a patient the other day that's like uses a little scratcher to because I think he gets like a fungal infection between like the folds. And I'm not that fat yet, right? But I do have some folds, like under the arms and stuff. But this guy uses it to itch himself, and I'm just like, oh, my future. It's depressing. And then I go home and I look at my back scratcher and I'm like, whoa. Like, I don't have those infections, but, one skip and a hop away, right? But back scratchers are good. When you're fat, it's great. Helps you reach everywhere. You stop being able to scratch places, your back and everything, and those things are addictive. Once you start itching one place, everything else on your body starts itching. And before you know it, the things that you can itch just normally and fine, you're using the back scratcher for instead of your own hand. You're like trying to get up in your nose, seeing how far that thing can fit. Because you've got an itch in your nose now. That's carried from your back to the back of your arm. It always likes to hit places that you can't reach. It's like your brain just turns on. It's just lighting up. Oh. Such as being fat. Yes, fat. Overeating. Overnutrition. Not enough exercise. Is it a thyroid issue? No. It's a depression issue. In my ADHD, I'm a compulsive eater. I have depression, and when you're depressed, your body starts pumping out stress, stress chemicals, cortisol, talked about that a bunch. But when your body's pumping out that, the ability to lose weight is gone. It's diminished. You can work your butt off as much as you want. Although that does help. Again, exercise does help. It reduces cortisol in the body, but how do you start that, right? And how do you start that being ADHD, right? How do you keep that going being ADHD? You gotta have really good structure. And I don't have it. And there are resources that can give you structure, but I don't have the mental capacity to find those resources or pick up the phone to care or tap into those. It's just not there. So I choose to drink instead, or to try to sleep the night away, to make the days pass by quicker. And it doesn't help that I work like 15 hours a day, 16 hours a day. And I don't do much, but it's still... It's like I can become a workaholic because I've got that addictive personality, and then I work so much. And then I come home, and yes, you want to just do nothing, but it's not good. It's not good either way. It's so all or none. There's no moderation in my life. I crave moderation. I love the romantic idea of having a moderate life. I think that is the most romantic thing I could ever want in my life, more than any relationship. I'll take loneliness all of my life if I could have moderation. But it's always out of my reach. It's either too much or too little. Usually just too much. And I live in this trailer for a reason, right? I like the minimalist part of me. I feel like it's striving to get my body into a moderate situation. And even though it's not. But it's like if I'm being a minimalist, minimal space, if I'm lessening my number of addictions that I'm addicted to, because I'm addicted to everything, right? That's how it is with my personality. But if I'm not buying things or buying a bunch of food and storing food, I'll eat less. And that's true. I do eat a little bit less. If I buy food, and I not only eat the food that I buy, but then I still go out. Just because I'm needing more stimulation in my life. Even though I don't have money to do it. I'm so poor. All of my money is gone. Every month. I live paycheck to paycheck. I still make payments on time, but still. I think it's harder. At least when you owe so much, and you're not making enough, at least you can just be like, throw your arms up and say, I'm done, I can't make enough. Tell the creditors that. For me, it's like, I have no excuse. I can't make less because it's less money for my children. And I can't do that. I don't have that in my body to do that, to give them less. In that sense. I can't throw up my arms in front of a creditor and say, no, I don't have this money, because my desire to take care of my kids outweighs all of that. And so I end up making enough money so that I can pay them as much as I can, and then I have to pay giant bills, giant thousands of dollars, over $6,000-7,000 gone every month just in bills and child support and a lot of student loans, at least a third of that, you know, like it's just terrible. It's just too much. Stresses me out and leads me into this endless cycle of depression and loneliness and not feeling anything. Sometimes I feel a lot. Maybe I drink to feel. It's funny, people typically drink to numb things, but for me, it's how I do feel, I think. Anyway, I don't know what to do still. I just talk into a mic, do these little sessions to keep me going a little bit longer, take care of my kids a little more, try to stay in my job a little bit longer.